Hello and a very warm welcome to ET Studios, powered by ET Auto. We're coming to you live from Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025, right here in New Delhi. Joining me now is Raahil Krishan Bhati. He's the director at Belmaks. Raahil, welcome. Pleasure to have you in ET Studios.
Thank you, Miss. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, Raahil, to start with, can you tell us a little bit about your presence here at the Expo today? Yeah. What do you think is the big benefit for companies such as yours to participate in such expos?
Yeah. So Belmaks is a tier 1 strategic supplier to commercial vehicle, electric vehicle and off-highway vehicle OEMs. And we have 9 plants in India. All our plants are right next door to our customers. So that helps us supply to them on a JIT and DOL basis. Our 4 product categories are complete chassis frames for trucks, buses and even off-highway vehicles. Number 2 is superstructures and fully built applications where we are making cargo bodies, tippers, deep mining tippers, etc. Our 3rd is cabin panels where we're doing cabin front fascias, cross-car beam. And number 4 is our heavy fabrications and complete assembled systems for off-highway, mining and crushing and screening and construction equipment. As a company, we're trying to mature from component supplier to an assembly supplier and now an aggregate supplier, where we do the complete assembly and offer a ready-to-fit, fully assembled solutions to our OEM customers.
All right, wonderful.
So these kind of expos are great to, one, meet our existing customers. Yes. We want to showcase what we've done over the last 2 years and what new technologies we're working on, what new products we're working on. So they're very interested to find out what are the new things we worked on last 2 years and what we plan to do for the next 1-2 years.
Sure.
So that is one. And second, of course, is to meet our new potential customers also. Since I'm in commercial vehicles, there are like 8 to 10 commercial vehicle OEMs and we're already supplying to a majority of them.
Wow, yes.
But the others that we are not supplying to, which of course it will be an honor to supply to them one day. So they all are here, and it was a great day yesterday where we did meet like a few of them.
Nice.
And so we showcased ourselves, told them about our company, showed all our products, showed all our technology, showed our what our ambitions are for the future. So so that's what it's mostly about. Also, it's also a great gathering to, all our peers from all over India, all the component suppliers. There's a very strong community of component suppliers.
Right.
Yeah, because if you think about it, we all have the same vision. We all are very much different people, but we all are trying to do the same thing.
Sure,
so how can
true.
you not get along with some person who has the same dream as you?
Yes.
So everyone in Auto Component is kind of close. And so it's great to have everyone over from India and from overseas as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful perspective there. Also, how do you see India's role evolving as really a key manufacturer in the auto industry on a global level? Because, of course, we all know the statistics, the scale of the industry is growing so rapidly. So how do you see the role in India evolving?
So first to talk just about India as its own market. We all know India growth story is undeniable, and the whole world has its eyes on us.
Yes.
And even the government has played a big role, but the industry itself has played a huge role to upgrade ourselves to be on global level. Today, so many focus areas like sustainability. For us, Belmaks, we are a medium-sized company, but us too, we have such big ambitions for sustainability.
Yes.
We've signed the oath for carbon neutrality, scope 1 and 2 by 2030 and scope 3 by 2040. And in some plants, we are already at 45%. So when, for example, yesterday when some global customers were here, they're very, very happy to see that how the Indian suppliers' mindset is changing.
Okay.
And in manufacturing, of course, we are a manufacturing hub. We need to keep on improving ourselves and to truly be the best choice for anyone trying to import parts.
Yes.
And earlier it was, I think, more about cost effectiveness. That's how people looked at India. But now it's way more about a strong strategic partner, because I think we as in the whole industry has proven ourselves, especially in auto components. There are so many great companies in India who've reached global levels. And so, yeah, I think things are looking very exciting for the future as well. Even as a company, for us, we are exporting to Asia, to Europe, especially to Sweden, North America.
Okay.
And that was one of the goals for this exhibition, is to meet more global customers
Excellent.
and increase our exports.
Sure, wonderful. So, what would you say are some of the steps that is quite necessary for players in the Indian auto sector to really foster those collaborations with their international counterparts or international stakeholders to ensure that it's a sustainable, long-term win-win situation?
In that regard, auto industry, like the sourcing, the sourcing strategy of these global OEMs always very long term.
Yes.
You know, Miss, to be very frank, these guys really, for years and years, they will, what I've noticed in my limited experience is that for years and years, they give you a little bit of business. They really check you out whether this company has everything. And then when they feel confident, that's when they tie up with you. And once they do the tie up or increase in business, then it is very long term. So we have to work really, really hard at the foundation level, and not just to show, but like I said, to truly improve ourselves. And they see that, because they see the whole globe. They see in every country, they see suppliers. So unless you are not really, really good, you can't like fake your way into it.
Sure.
And what I mean is like whether it's certifications. So of course you need IATF and ISO certifications, but you also need like environment and energy and people, like 14,001, 27,001. Data security today is very important.
Absolutely, yes.
And so we have all 5 certifications, but you can't just get a certification just to show. You really need to follow those SOPs. You need to be strong in all your systems, and they really see through those things.
Yes.
So I think those are the necessary steps one must take. And then of course it is trying to understand like what the product that you're making, try to see its global appeal, whether those products are only suitable for India or for abroad as well, and upgrade our manufacturing, upgrade our technology, upgrade our team. And that's what we have to do if we want to be a true global player.
Wonderful. What would you say are some of the factors that does make the Indian manufacturers and suppliers stand out in the global eyes?
Okay. So my perspective on this is most of the Indian suppliers are they were family businesses.
Okay.
And they were promoter-driven companies, and which today have some of these companies have become really huge, and others also everyone's trying to grow. And in those kind of businesses, I feel the risk appetite is more. Decision making is quick. Indian suppliers are very flexible. They make quick decisions. They give their heart out to not let the customer's line stop. So I think like this one quality makes us stand apart from maybe other suppliers elsewhere, where even a small decision has to go through committees and this and that.
Yes.
And in India, we believe, like, we are more logic driven and first principles driven.
Yeah.
So what makes good business sense, good common sense, and good financial sense, we go with that. So that is one quality that makes us stand apart. And other than that is also, and again, in family business comes with like a sense of family. And like, for example, our company is 60 years old.
Yes.
It was started by my late grandfather. And so we have some people in our team have been with us for more than 35, 40 years.
Wow, fantastic.
So when and I grew up like calling them Chacha and stuff. And today I'm working with them. So, together it's like when the whole company has one common goal, to provide our customers thrill.
Yes.
Then I think that's what the extra factor is. Because quality, cost, delivery, everything is, that's a basic hygiene. Like, if you're not there in that, then there's nothing else. So once you do that, and then on top build on these things to provide the extra thrill factor to the customer that they remember always.
Fantastic. So very unique perspective actually on the Indian auto industry. Wonderful. And of course, a big central pillar here today at the Bharat Expo is all about sustainability, right? We're talking sustainability, digitization, electrification, of course. Where do you see India stand on these parameters today? And any future outlooks or trends that you think we should look forward to?
Yeah. I can speak more on behalf of commercial vehicles because our company is focused only on commercial vehicle and off-highway vehicles. We're not there in passenger vehicle,
Sure.
two-wheeler, three-wheeler, where the trend is more visible, I guess. In commercial vehicle, no one is really buying trucks for fun. It is a commercial vehicle. It has to make commercial sense.
Yes.
And by that, I don't mean if electric trucks are more expensive. It's also like the total cost of ownership has to make sense.
Yes.
The truck
Yes, of
buyer,
course.
whether it's a big fleet owner or someone who has one or two trucks, is is a very smart buyer. And so just for, they're not going to buy an electric truck just if it's
Sure.
cool. It has to perform. That's number one.
Yes.
And it has to give them a lower TCO.
Yes.
So as a industry, we need to focus on, which is slightly different from two-wheelers, I guess, because there younger people would want to buy an electric scooter, and I think that's the future in two-wheeler at least. But in trucks, we have to play around with all the technology.
Sure,
We can't
yes.
just go deep in with one of the climate-friendly options. You have to work on everything at all the time, and because we don't know what would make sense a few years later.
Sure, yeah.
So whether it is a hydrogen fuel cell, we need to work on that. That is the one thing where when I was in Germany a few months back, I saw hydrogen fuel cell trucks on the road, which I did not know because in India, they're still at proto level. All the OEMs are launching it. But like I said, they're more on like proto level or to show and expose, but they're there on the road.
Wow. Yeah.
And even in India, there are some vehicles, there are some buses. Even in New Delhi, there are some
Yes,
vehicles
yes.
by Tata. But I feel that we need to, as a community, get together because no one person can do it. And because there's so much resources that are required in investment, in time, we have to pool in our minds, our infrastructure, everything, and work as a in a
Sure,
collaborative approach.
absolutely.
And I think there was a quote by Volvo CEO that partnership is the new leadership, and it's all about partnership across value chain, OEMs and suppliers, the technology partners, the young startups, and there's a lot to learn from all the facets of the industry. And only when they come together and they focus on each of these problems, that how to make the electric truck cheaper,
Yes.
that is when the market will pick up, because the government can keep the government, of course, with all great intentions, would want more electrification in India, especially in
course,
trucks, which
yes.
are the most polluting, let's be honest here. And India has done a great job. I think people don't realize how difficult it was shifting straight from BS4 to BS6 and skipping a step in the middle.
Sure. Yes.
Today, our trucks are at par with Europe and America and a lot
Fantastic.
of developed nations when it comes to emission norms. So we have reached that one level. Now to go above that, we need to make it, like I said, common sense has to be there, business
Yeah.
sense has to be there
Yeah.
for the buyer to buy that.
Yes.
So we need to work on making it more cost friendly. That's what I feel.
So that's the biggest challenge, basically.
Yeah, that is the biggest challenge because electric trucks are significantly more expensive.
Right.
There is a lot of range anxiety. The batteries are heavy, and so the load capacity is reduced. As Belmaks, we make the truck chassis frames and the body. These two, if you look at the truck, are the biggest parts in the truck. They're
Okay.
also the heaviest parts in the truck.
Yes.
So my role and my responsibility is lightweighting of these parts. So we are constantly trying to find very innovative ways of how we can reduce the vehicle weight, which will eventually help in increasing range,
Yes.
in reducing cost. Because not just the aggregate, like not just my chassis frame cost goes down when I reduce the weight, but you need then smaller batteries, then along with that smaller motors. So I think that's what our goal as Belmaks is to do.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And before we wrap up, any sort of key trends that we should look forward to in the Indian auto sector, especially when it comes to everything that we're talking about right now, the sustainability angle, really keeping a long-term vision in mind, whilst of course keeping the business sensibilities alive as well.
So even I think the theme that I've been on, sustainability, it is not just for your customers. First, one must really do for your own self, for our future generations, and that is why we've been sustainability. Personally, for me, it's very close to my heart. And as a company, from very early on, we started installing solar plants, rooftop solar plants,
Right,
and
yes.
a lot of innovative ways for recycling and circularity. But again, it actually helps reduce your operating cost a lot
Yes,
in
sure,
electricity bills,
yes.
etc. So it is a one-time investment, but then it does help a lot, and the paybacks are very short. So I think I don't see any reason why everyone should not do, like, everyone should do that, I think, and they are doing that. That's one of the major trends that is happening. But slowly, I feel that I think there are only a few hundred suppliers, or maybe lower than that, registered for the SBTI, the Science Based Target Initiative, sustainability policies, and so I feel like that's the major trend where everyone would subscribe to that, and in that form their own goals and execute those over the next few years. Another thing you touched on earlier was digitization. That is really important
Yes.
and also required for global customers. So that's what I think is the next 1 2 years. There's going to be a lot. There have been a lot of talk about digitization, and going
Yeah.
forward, I think those talks will turn into real practice, and you will see our shop floors with Industry 4.0, with these HMI-based lines and PLC control lines. You will see a lot of digitization and automation happening.
Right, absolutely. Wonderful. Well, exciting times to look forward to.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Raahil. Thank you for being here, Neeti
Yeah.
Studios. Pleasure to have you share all your insights
Oh
here
no, it's
today.
my pleasure totally, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.